You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now, listen, man. You could tap in or you could tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest, and I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now, you already know time, energy, the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got y'all here chasing the bag, chasing that moolah, chasing that paper, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's. At all times, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands that we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation. Yeah, we on our way to the top, well over 30,000 subscribers, on our way to 40K. All right. So even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new subscribers, all my new investors, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube, everybody that's beating the shadow band, everybody that's going through the smoke and mirrors and making their way to Grown Man Business TV. Listen, man, I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. And if you merge into this lane, homie, we gonna crash out. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Big salute to all my member gang. Big salute to all my big wrenches. Everybody that know what to do in this live chat. Yeah, it is what it is, but they gonna shoot first and they gonna ask questions later. Don't worry about it. Know what I mean? Now listen, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to wipe your feet off before you walk into the big house. All right? Yeah, that's what I need you to do. I need you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time we go live right here on Grown Man Business TV. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Big salute to the chat, man. I see y'all in here. You see the thumbnail, right? You see the title. You know, we talking about Donald J. Trump his pardon for Alice Jhonson. And not only did he pardon Alice Jhonson, right? He made Alice Jhonson the pardon czar. He made Alice Jhonson a pardon czar. Now, this is a big deal, and this is something that you don't really hear anybody talking about. You know, this is something that too many people are looking over, letting it go over your head and under your bridge while we are talking about Big Meech and 50 Cent. So we're gonna tap into this situation. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do our due diligence. We're gonna drop some game. This is not gonna be a long live stream, but it's gonna be a potent live stream. So I want y'all to prepare for that. Big salute to the chat, man. I see y'all in there. You know what I'm saying? JP, you know what I mean? Scott, what's up, Roxanne? 1972. I see you in the chat. Yeah, Kia, I see you in the chat. Membership gang, wrench gang. We're gonna talk about this. This is powerful for black women. And we're gonna really get into this situation, man. But before we do that, you know, I got some customizations I gotta do to the chat. Yeah, I got some customizations that I gotta do to the chat before we get into what we gonna get into. Big salute to the chat. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you are in tune with the Realest. You know what I mean? Bam, there it is. Now listen, man, before you get in the chat with your Twitter fingers and all of that, typing away with your Twitter fingers, make sure you hit the subscribe button. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, man, you know, I know you want to go back and forth. I know you want me to read the comments. I know you want to be in tune with the Realest. But before you get to using your Twitter fingers, hit the subscribe button. And if not, that's okay. Get in the back of the class, close your mouth, and open your ears. This is pure dope, straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. This is the purest dope you're going to get on YouTube. So you in the right place. But if you don't subscribe to the channel, if you ain't trying to hit the like button, if you ain't trying to engage, don't worry about it. Get in the back of the class, close your mouth, and open your ears. Big salute to the chat, man. We're not going to stay long on this one. And you got to understand something. You know, when it's real game being given out, when it's pure dope, straight off the brick into the bottles, a lot of the time they want to shadow ban the message. A lot of the times they want the smoke and mirrors. They want you behind the curtain. So you gotta bait the algorithm. Yeah, that's why I talk about 50 Cent. I talk about Big Meech. I talk about, you know, celebrity gossip and all that, because I learned in this YouTube game, you got to bait the algorithm. Bait the big fish in, and then you hit him in the head with the headshot and all that. You know what I'm saying? Word to Haas. Yeah. Bait the big fish in, and then you give him that pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You know what I mean? But that's how we have to do this. So don't worry about the numbers. This is a message right here they not going to want you to hear. Now, again, Donald J. Trump, you know, He pardoned in 2018 a beautiful black woman by the name of Alice Johnson. And this went over a lot of people's heads and went under a lot of people's bridges. I think it was 2017. I don't want to get the years mixed up, but he recently pardoned an older woman that was in jail for 44 years on drug charges. She had a 44-year sentence, and she had already served 22 years on drug charges. You understand what I'm saying? You see how nasty that is? Already knowing what we seeing going on in the government with trillions of dollars of fraudulent money, trillions of dollars of federal tax money that we pay every day being sent over here and sent over there. Trillions of dollars in fraud. But we got beautiful black women like this locked up. We got fathers in jail for non-violent drug charges. And Miss Jones was one of them women. Now, after Donald Trump gives her a pardon, he actually pulls her into the White House and he gives her a job. And he makes her the first female pardon czar. Not just the first female, but the first black female. On top of that, just being the first pardon czar, period. A pardon czar. This is a woman that grew up in our community, right? That fell victim to the circumstances that was put in front of us. Had 44 years in prison. And then you got Donald Trump, a so-called rapist. I'm sorry, YouTube. A so-called, racist, reaching out and doing what he do, and really nobody talking about it, really nobody shining a light on it. This is what you got to understand, right? It was nasty work what they did with Kamala Dick Harris, and I'm going to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? No taxation without representation. We need that representation, and we are tired. We are absolutely tired of these higher ups in the elites going and get Africans and going to get Haitians and going to get all these different people to represent black people instead of going to get a real black person. And we're gonna talk about that. But I want to, you know how we do over here at Grown Man Business TV. I always like to keep the receipts, so I got the receipts, and we're gonna let some of this play real. I want you to listen, to Donald Trump, and then we're gonna go into this situation. But I think that it needs to be spoken about because this is a black woman, and we're gonna talk about that. You know what I'm saying? Let's digress. Let's not overpower the information. I know it's pure dope, straight off the brick into the bottles. Watch this. Big salute to the chat. Hit the like button.
Achievement of the First Step Act.
I remember that.
Important. This landmark legislation will give countless current and former prisoners a second chance at life and a new opportunity to contribute to their communities, their states, and their nations. And that's what they're doing. And I'm very proud to say that we're leading the way, but a lot of states are now following us. They're liking it. Many people said, in fact, I guess we could say, almost all people said that criminal justice reform would never pass. But we came together as a group, we worked across party lines, and we got it done. And it's an incredible thing when you see some of the people here, so conservative and then some so liberal. And we just have a lot of great people. They came together. They knew it had to be done. As president, I pledged to work with both parties for the good of the whole nation. And that's what it is. It's for the good of the whole nation.
Now we're gonna get right into another receipt, right? But I wanna point something out, right? You gotta understand something, and this is for my people, man. I want y'all to understand when you hear Donald Trump say what's good for the whole nation, when you hear him say, American, he's talking about us. He's that includes, foundational black Americans. That includes us, not imitations of us, not people that look like us, not the immigrants that come in and fall in line and imitation is the highest form of flattery. When he's talking about that, he's talking about us as well. And I really want y'all to, keep that in the front of your mental Rolodex. Because what Joe Biden did with Kamala Harris, Yeah, that was nasty work. You know, these people understand she looks like a black woman, but she's not actually a black woman. And I thought it was nasty work because they've been doing that to us for centuries, for decades now. And we've been letting that shit ride. We've been letting it go. Even in the movies, when you look at the movie The Black Panther, those are Africans playing playing foundational black Americans. Those are Africans, bro. Those aren't black men. You understand? And I always thought that was nasty work, and it has to be spoken about. And that's what they did with the whole Joe Biden, Kamala, Dick Harris situation. They put a woman that was Jamaican and South Asian in front of us and called her a black woman, and y'all fell for it. Y'all fell for it. So what I want to do right here is I want to give you a glimpse of what a real black woman looks like. And I want to give a big salute to Donald Trump for acknowledging that. See, a lot of the things are done. They don't have to be spoken about. You know, what's understood don't got to be said, homie. So he ain't got to say, flat out, yo, this is what I'm doing and this is why I'm doing it. But he always gives us those signs and them signals. Like when he told us on primetime television in front of Kamala Dick Harris, I didn't know you was black. Yo, let's listen to me. Let's have a conversation. Y'all don't remember when Donald Trump looked directly at Kamala Dick Harris and told her, I did not know you was black for all of these years. Because for all of these years, you've been running as South Asian. You have never claimed to be foundational black American. All of a sudden, when you want to be president, all of a sudden now you black and all that. What's understood ain't got to be said, homie, and you got to know something. Don't ever let it go over your head to under your bridge. Why are they pressing you so hard to dislike Donald Trump? Why are they pressing you so hard? Because Donald Trump is the truth. Donald Trump is the truth, and Donald Trump is for Americans, which includes foundational black Americans, not immigrants. When he says we're going to make America great again, whatever that greatness is, it will include foundational black Americans. Now let's get back to the receipts, homie. Hey, man, in the chat, shoot first and ask questions last, homie. Shoot first and ask questions last, because this is a message that got to get out there. Yeah, we're going to talk about, we're going to talk about Big Meech. We're going to talk about Cuffy. We're going to talk about snitching and ratting. But we got to get to the gist of this. We got to keep the main thing the main thing. My uncles always told me that. Yo, keep the main thing the main thing. So let's really look at this. I want to give y'all a glimpse of what it looked like when you're not trying to put a fake black person in front of us. When you're not trying to dress a Jamaican and a South Asian woman up and call her foundational black American. She didn't even know Tupac. Yeah, she didn't know. Come on, man. Kamala Dick Harris was nasty work. It was nasty work. So big salute to the chat. Gotti, I see you in here, man. Let's look at this.
Alice was in prison for doing something that today probably wouldn't even be prosecuted. You've been an inspiration to people. And we're going to be listening to your recommendation on pardons. You're going to go over and she's going to be my pardon czar. Okay? And you're going to find people just like you that should not have happened.
An incredible story gets even more incredible. President Trump appoints a woman he pardoned during his first term as his pardon czar. The announcement coming during a Black History Month event at the White House, and we are honored to have Alice Marie Jhonson join us now. Alice, thank you for joining us from your wonderful town of Olive Branch, Tennessee. Let's look back just for a moment.
Now, first and foremost, I want to say, look at this beautiful black woman right here. Look at this beautiful black woman right here. I want to say this before I let her talk, right? I want you to get a glimpse of this. That's a black woman. It ain't hard to tell, homie, like Nas said. It ain't hard to tell. It ain't hard to tell the games they was playing with us, with that Kamala Dick Harris situation. I still get triggered even when I hear the name Kamala Dick Harris. It's nasty work. Oh, now you a black woman talking about you clean your collard greens in the bathtub and all that. That's because you ain't black, sweetheart. You ain't a part of this culture. You ain't down with this. You know what I mean? And, you know, you got to understand something. Donald Trump went and got this woman out of prison from doing a 44-year bid. She was locked up for 22 years. Could you imagine this? This looked like one of my, everybody we all got a woman that looked like this in our family. Either she's the grandmother, she's our auntie that give us money, she's Miss Gloria from the church. Yeah, we all, listen, look. We all got a black woman like this in our family. Can you imagine? Could you imagine she was doing 44 years in prison? This black woman right here. And Donald Trump gave her a pardon and made her the pardon czar, which means she can reach back into the prison system. Well, matter of fact, I'm gonna let her tell it. But here at Grown Man Business TV, we gonna speak on that. Big salute to Donald Trump, man. This is a guy y'all calling a racist. This woman looked like she know how to thoroughly clean collard greens and all that. She looked like she baked some amazing oatmeal raisin cookies. This older woman right here. This beautiful black woman right here. This is come on, man. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? And you need to know something. The distractions are always going to be distracting. The smoke and mirrors are always going to be doing what the smoke and mirrors do. And a lot of y'all are paying attention to the wrong things. And I get that. I understand that. You know, we all got to bait the algorithm. But don't ever get it confused with this type of information right here. Let's let her talk. Big salute to the chat. Let's let her go.
At the Oval Office where you were pardoned. Watch.
She has been just so outstanding, and I'm so proud of you. And we're giving Alice a full pardon. And that means you can do whatever you want in life, and just keep doing the great job you're doing.
Alice, this is an amazing day for you, and I imagine that you replayed that moment in your mind a lot. What does it mean for you now to be the pardon czar? What do you plan to do with that power?
Well, I plan to fulfill the trust that the president has placed in me. He's given me specific marching orders. And actually, Dana, from the time I've been working on this nonstop since my release, this is really a continuation of the work that I've already been doing. I've brought many pardon cases before the president in the past. And one thing I can say about President Trump, he was very interested in their families. He wanted to know if they have a solid reentry program in place. I wanted to make sure that I brought him the best candidates, because what is happening in this nation is really sending a message to the world that we care about the least of his people.
Alice, since you hear from a lot of people and you look at all of these cases, in your minds, what are the couple of things that really make for a solid reentry plan?
Well, I have to make sure that the communities are ready to receive them. My number one thing in recommendations is safety in the communities. I want to make sure that they have jobs that they're ready to go home to, that they have the ability, not only for a second chance, Dana, but for their best chance of success. And then it takes follow-up, because I don't want to help people come home, and then at the same time they're set up for failure. We'll be making sure that we check in with them, not in concert with probation, not to catch them doing something wrong, but to make sure that they have things that will help them make right decisions. That includes making sure that they have mental health, because sometimes when you've been in prison for long years, you need to reintegrate, and it affects you mentally. So we want to make sure that those people who are coming home, that they have good family support, and if they don't have family, they have good faith support. I plan to work with Paula White in her faith initiative. I plan to work with Pam Bundy. Both of these ladies are very good friends of mine. I've worked with Brooke Rollins in the past. I've worked with Ivanka, with Jared. Many of those who have been appointed are individuals who I've already worked with, who know my track record. And this trust that the president has placed in me was not trust that was a spur of a moment or selected me because he pardoned me. We actually have worked together. I consider myself a friend of the president. I've even flown on Air Force One with him before, Dana. And while there, he said to his wife, "Would you believe that Alice just convinced me to release 5 people?" So he knows I've got almost 7 years free. I've been able to work across the political divide. I've met with governors. I've met with families. So I'm ready. I'm ready on day one. I was ready. In fact, I started the work before he even made an announcement because before he stepped back into office, before the American citizens made their choice loud and clear, President Trump had given me a call almost 2 years ago, and he said to me, "Alice, when I go back, I'm taking you with me." When he said that, Dana, I already knew he was going back. I knew that he was going back. I began putting together plans and getting ready for that moment that I would go back with him.
Woo! Now that was a powerful, powerful message right there from this beautiful black woman. I just want to keep iterating that. You understand what I'm saying? Because as a grown man, as a black man on American soil, I know what I'm looking at when I'm looking at it. I know what I'm looking at when I'm looking at it. And one thing you not gonna be able to pass on me is a makeshift black woman. You know, this South Asian type of woman with the weird hair, and she married to a white man, and she got a yeah. That ain't no sister. That ain't no black woman right there. And we ain't taking that. And see, the beautiful thing is that Donald Trump ain't even trying to do that. Donald Trump been involved in our culture for a long time. He was partying with your favorite celebrities for a long time. He just was a billionaire. Now, I want to address something that she said in this speech right here that really stuck out to me. And one of the main reasons I'm even giving you these downloads that's downloading, because the downloads are always downloading. You understand me? Donald Trump get in office and he give us something called a pardon czar, where he reaches out, he saves a black woman that's doing 44 years in prison, gets her out of prison, and then gives her a position in the White House, gives her a position in the office, makes her name synonymous. You understand me? Her name is going to be etched in history. You understand me? And she's really going to do the work because she is a part of the community. And then you got Joe Biden that got Jay-Z and Meek Mill talking about prison reform. Let me ask you a question. Have we seen Meek Mill reform any prisoners? See, we got Meek Mill, right? Talking about prison reform and then dropping rap music, trying to send young black men right back to prison. See, again, over here at Grown Man Business TV, it's pure dope. It's no hate. So I got to give it to you how I give it to you. Right here, we got a beautiful black woman from Memphis. I think she's from Memphis, Tennessee, somewhere in Tennessee, Olive Garden, Olive Branch, something like that, right? That's really doing the work, that really care about getting black people that been affected by the crime bill from Bill Clinton and all that back in the day, the 94 crime bill, people that are still being affected to this day. You got Donald Trump giving her a position in office, and then you got Joe Biden and Kamala Dick Harris pushing Meek Mill, talking about prison reform and all that. A whole hoe out here. We know Meek Mills is a hoe. We know Meek Mill was matching outfits with Diddy. We know all that already. But whatever happened to that prison reform? You can't talk prison reform and then drop albums with Rick Ross sending young black men right back to prison. You can't talk prison reform and then talking about sliding and shooting and drug dealing and all of that. So until we get, and see, you got to understand something. The celebrities are not the leaders, homie. It's time to realize that the celebrities are not the leaders. They are puppets. They are being used by the higher-ups and the elites. And most of the time, they are being used at the destruction of black communities. They are being used for the school to prison pipeline. So a lot of the time, this got to be said out loud. First off, it's over 300 people in here. Hit the like button. I need at least 100 likes, man. I need at least 100 likes. I know I don't blame you, right? Because when you get to hearing and you start getting and indulging in this pure dope, it stuns you. So I know a lot of y'all is looking at the screen, y'all listening, and y'all saying, I can't believe this black man is even talking like this. And y'all forget to hit the like button. I know it. I know what's happening. I get it. So I ain't never mad at y'all when I got to tell y'all and I got to snap y'all out of it and I got to tell you to hit the like button because I know you listening to this and you saying, God damn, I thought Jay-Z would have said this. I thought one of these celebrities would have said this, but you got an independent content creator by the name of Grown Man Business TV giving us that pure dope. I mean, yeah, I gotta, hey, yo, wake up real quick. I know it's good. Hey, wake up, snap out of it, hit that like button. Prison reform. No. You was really leading black men back to prison, Meek Mill. You was leading black men to prison. You was putting messages and codes in your music. You was still talking about sliding and shooting and drug dealing. And the majority of the community believed that bullshit. But then y'all want to talk about Donald Trump, a president that is reaching out to actual black people. This is look at this lady right here. This is a black woman. Look at the features. This is a black woman right here. And to all my black women out there, I got a message for y'all, but I'm gonna hold off on that. But I got a message for black women. Yeah, we're gonna talk to black women with this picture right here, with this beautiful black woman on the screen. I'm gonna talk to black women directly. But I don't see no racism in Donald Trump. I don't see it, homie. I don't sense it. I don't feel it. I don't smell it. Donald Trump want what's best for Americans. And guess what? If you like it or not, foundational black Americans are we are American. We are indigenous to this land. Pardon Czar. Alice Jhonson. Listen, I know her sweet potato pie is out of this world. I know that sweet potato pie is out of this world. And I bet you this. I bet you she don't clean her collard greens in the bathtub like Kamala Dick Harris and them do. Yeah, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yeah. No taxation without representation, homie. And we need real representation in the White House. Big salute to Donald Trump, man. Now, I want to say this before I move forward. We're going to need more than $5,000 on those tax refunds checks, Donald Trump. Big salute to J. Trump. You know what I mean? I rock with you. I rock with you. But I want you to understand something, man. If that's all you could do right now, we're going to take that. But we need more. I'm talking like 25, 30,000 a piece. That's what I'm talking about. That $5,000 shit, I ain't feeling that, Donald. I ain't feeling that, man. And I don't want to ever put you in a position or have a light shine on you like you being ran by them people, because you've only shown me, Grown Man Business TV, that you go against the grain. Yeah, that you go against the grain. You ain't going with the crowd. That you a leader, homie. You an innovator. And I'm going to give you that, Donald Trump. I salute you on that. Big salute to Donald Trump. But that $5,000, I'm thinking it need to be like $25,000. Yeah, I'm thinking Bullets Gotti. I'm thinking we all need to be getting a check for 25 to 30K off the rip. And then we could talk about more money, because it's trillions of dollars of fraudulent money being put out there. And we going to go deeper right here. I'm going to go deeper with this situation. Oh, yeah, ain't nobody talking about this. Hit the like button. Ain't nobody going to give you this game, homie. Ain't nobody going to speak on this. They got 50 Cent distracting everybody, talking about a rat. I lost a lot of respect for 50 Cent. And I'm going to do a whole nother live stream on that. I lost a lot of respect for 50. 50 is not who he make himself out to be. But we're going to talk about that another time. We don't need, let's turn that 5,000 to 25,000 to 30,000. Let's really get the economy going, Donald Trump, right? Because when they was pushing prison reform with Meek Mill, Behind closed doors, they was taking hundreds of billions of dollars of tax-paying money, and they was doing whatever they want to do with it. Jay-Z, Meek Mill was all a part of it. They were all pawns and puppets. Prison reform. Nasty work, man. Nasty work, Meek Mills. You did what you were supposed to do, though. They had your little ass out there in that jail. You was crying like a baby and all that. It's nasty work what's going on. And not only that, Donald Trump, I want to stay right here before we go further, before I talk to black women, before I talk to the people. I want to stay right here. Not only do it need to be 25 to 30,000 per household. 5,000, what's that going to do? What's that? I feel a way about that. I don't want to be penny pinched. I don't want to be bird fed, homie. They done stole trillions of dollars. So let's not bird feed the American people. They wasn't bird feeding our tax dollars when they was taking trillions of dollars. They didn't bird feed those immigrants over here. You remember that immigrant they had in New York City that had $20,000 in cash and $15,000 in food stamps? And we saw it on that receipt. Y'all wasn't bird feeding those immigrants. So don't bird feed the American people, man. $5,000. But not only that, Donald Trump, I want to give you an idea. I want you to understand what the real intellectual, foundational black America is thinking. Because I know they like to push these rappers. I know they like to push these actors. I know they like to push these puppets. But the real intellectuals are thinking to ourselves, where are the charges at? We done already figured out that it's trillions of dollars in fraudulent money. We done already figured out that all these congressmen, all these politicians, the president, the vice president, everybody was stealing money. Why haven't we seen anybody being charged? Because I'm going to tell you something, right? Even more than we want money, even more than we want to get our tax money back, even more than we want to go blow a check, we want to see all those politicians and all those congressmen with handcuffs on the same way this beautiful black woman right here had to put handcuffs on. We want to see y'all asses in jail. That's what we really want to see. And if you haven't noticed yet, we done found all this stolen money and ain't nobody name got no charges on it. So I need you to know that we looking at you, Donald Trump. We paying attention. And you better move you better move the right way. Because if you don't move the right way, it's dudes like Grown Man Business TV that's going to speak on that. It's real intellectuals that's looking at you. And I notice you talking about $5,000, but you ain't said nothing about Joe Biden, Kamala Dick Harris, these politicians with all this money. You ain't talked about nobody ass going to jail. Yeah, we gonna need more than the immigrants to go to jail. I'm talking politicians. I'm talking congressmen. I'm talking governors. So I want y'all to keep your eyes open for this situation. I'm planting the seed. I done planted the seed in your mind because you didn't even think about that. Ain't nobody being charged. So you telling me all this PPP money and y'all locking people up for 20, 30, 100,000, and then we got fraudulent taxpayers' money upward of a couple of $1 trillion, and ain't nobody got handcuffs on? Ain't nobody lawyering up? We ain't heard in the news y'all say one time, yo, all this money was stolen under Joe Biden's watch. So Joe Biden he got some charges coming. We pressing charges on all you, yeah. Shoe program, nigga. 24-hour lockdown. You think you can do this stuff? You know what I'm talking about. 5,000 ain't sounding right, homie. And I'm going to be the first one to say it. I ain't heard nobody on this app say it. I ain't heard no puppets. I ain't heard nobody question that 5,000, that little petty ass money. I mean, we gonna take it if it's coming to us. We gonna take it. But 5,000, and you telling me 2, 3, 4 trillion is missing, and you gonna give me 5K? Hey man, you better. Hey Trump, you and Elon Musk, better put your heads together, and y'all better figure this out. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking somebody's supposed to go to jail because look at this. This beautiful black woman right here. This beautiful black woman right here spent 22 years in jail for selling drugs, for being involved in a criminal organization that didn't make $100 million. Maybe it was a couple of million. Maybe at the most 5 million in drug money and drug seizures and all that. And she did 22 years. That's 22 years without her collard greens on Thanksgiving. That's 22 years without her sweet potato pie on Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's 22 years where somebody wasn't able to call this beautiful black queen right here and get sound advice. She looked like she got sound advice. Aunt Alice, you know, I'm having some problems. You think you can give me some? 22 years behind bars. Some dog fur having judge and prosecutor locked this black woman up for 22 years. 22 years without that good stuffing. 22 years without that juicy baked turkey on Thanksgiving. This the type of auntie right here that's gonna give you a Christmas card with $500-$600 in it and all that. Yeah, look at that. Look at this black woman right here. We all know one. We all know a black woman like this black woman right here that's gonna give you a Christmas card with $800 in it. That's gonna tell you, baby, don't you worry about it. Listen, check your Cash App. Check your Cash App, and I just sent you $3,000. Pay your rent up. Go ahead and pay your rent up for 2 or 3 months, man. But don't you stress out. Now you come to church on Sunday, right? You coming to church. Thank you, Jesus. That's the type of auntie that is. That's the grandmama in a dog fur having some crap. Listen to me. I get triggered by it. But some white person locked this beautiful black woman up and deprived us of that sweet potato pie. Deprived us. And you mean to tell me upward of $4 trillion we find of fraudulent taxpayer money? Y'all done gave it to the Ukraine. You done gave it to China. You done gave it to Russia. You done gave it to all these goddamn immigrants in America. And ain't nobody got no charges coming. Ain't nobody got no charges pending. I'm going to tell you something. Donald Trump, I'm rocking with you. I like what you're doing. Here at a Grown Man Business TV, we got your back 100%. But I'm going to tell you something, Donald Trump. You better, that 5,000, I ain't feeling that. And somebody ass better have some charges pending very soon. Somebody ass better have some charges pending. This black woman, okay, she did 22 years in prison. I got to reiterate that, 22. Somebody ass better have some charges coming. Donald, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, Obama, somebody better go to jail. Because if nobody go to jail behind all this fraudulent money, I want my viewers and my subscribers and my investors, I want y'all to be able to see through the smoke and mirror. I want y'all to ask the question. This $5,000 ain't going to be enough to shut us up, homie. Hey, this little $5,000 ain't gonna be enough for us to not recognize that ain't nobody went to jail, but y'all, nah, we gonna fuck around and go to war. Yeah. Cause the way I feel, I should have got my hands on some of that PPP money. I should have made me up a business, grown man business enterprises, and I should have got me 2, 3, 400,000 out that PPP money, because y'all been stealing the money. Y'all done stole trillions of dollars. I'm worth a quarter million. Let me get 250,000 in, and I'll take your ass to war if you try to take me to jail behind it. Especially finding out y'all done stole all that money. So I wanted to put that in the air. I should have made grown man business and corporations, grown man business TV, INC, and I should have went ahead and got me 2, 3, 400,000 and did right with that money. Stole that money. Fuck it. Everybody, y'all stealing money. Y'all stealing money. They stealing money. Well, passion. I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about what they doing to the people. I'm passionate about what they doing to our people right in front of our face. And you gotta thank Donald Trump for even opening the door, for even exposing that shit. Donald Trump is exposing the fraudulent government, and we already up with a $2-3 trillion. Now I told y'all I'm not gonna stay long on this. So I wanna say this is a beautiful black woman, right? And just looking at her face, just looking at the pain they caused this woman. 22 fucking years, man. 22 years on a non-violent offense. Drugs. The same drugs y'all pushing into our community. Y'all give a black woman like this. You got to be a, bro, I'm gonna tell you something. You got to have some devilish ways. Let me show you. You got to be a devil to lock this type of woman up right here. You got to be a Neanderthal. You got to be a caveman. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I would have gave the woman probation if I was the judge. A black man, I would have seen this black woman, and she could have had a court-appointed lawyer, and I would have looked at her, and I would have smelt, sweet potato pie all over the courtroom, and I would have told her, "Listen, man," I would have called her, "Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. I don't know what's going on, Mrs. Jhonson, respectfully, ma'am, but I'm gonna go ahead and give you 5 months probation." 5 months probation, and I'm gonna dismiss those 5 months as time served already. You a free woman. Go ahead and make sure I get a slice of that sweet potato pie. Make sure I get a plate of that Thanksgiving dinner that I know you're gonna make. You got to be a devilish motherfucker, man, to lock a black woman that look like that up, man. All right. So let's just say this. Let's just stay right here, and then we're gonna go a little further, and I'm going to speak to black women. I need to talk to y'all. I got a message for y'all. I'm not gonna down y'all. I'm not gonna tear y'all down, but I got to say this. I gotta say this. Black women, right? Black women, you guys were almost tricked out of position. They propped up a Jamaican and South Asian woman by the name of Kamala Dick Harris, and they propped her up in front of y'all, and they told y'all that she were black. Now, again, Donald Trump said it in front of national television, in front of everybody. I didn't know you was a black woman, Kamala, because you've always ran as Asian, South Asian. You have never claimed to be foundational black American, foundational Negro American. You was never that. So now all of a sudden you a black woman, and I highly respect Donald Trump for doing that. But black women were almost tricked out of position. They had Kamala Dick Harris going into barbershops, black barbershops in Philadelphia and in Baltimore. Her husband is a white man. Why the hell would she be in a fucking barbershop, in a black barbershop, when her husband is a whole caveman, right? She don't have black children, right? They had Kamala Dick Harris out there in Atlanta every other weekend partying with you black women, partying sorority, black sororities and all that. Partying with Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, Sexy Red, and Glorilla with her moose knuckle out and all that. Popping pussy. Popping moose knuckle and popping pussy on our dollar. Yeah, our tax-paying dollars. Throwing concerts. They were stealing trillions of dollars and throwing concerts for black women. And y'all fell for it. And I ain't gonna lie, you know, it disappointed me. I never really been that disappointed in black women in my whole life as a black man. Watching y'all eat that shit up. We watching live television of a presidential run with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion and Glorilla, and they got their moose knuckles out and they popping moose knuckle, and y'all loving this shit. And I was disgusted by it. You know, if it wasn't for us saving the day, black men, other people, if we would have let y'all have y'all way, y'all would have had the first fake black woman ever to be president. That ain't even a black woman. She ain't black. She ain't know nothing about Tupac. She talk about cleaning her goddamn collard greens in the same bathtub you wash your ass in. The same bathtub you wash your ass and your feet. She said she put collard greens in there and cleaned them. And y'all ate that shit up. Y'all didn't even, come on, man. And I'm not trying to disrespect black women, but I got a message for y'all. Learn how to follow the leader. I know y'all educated. I know y'all got a lot of money. I know y'all starting businesses. I know y'all feel accomplished, and we respect that. And me personally, here at Grown Man Business TV, I support that. I support that. But I don't care if you made $100 million. Follow the leader. And we was trying to lead y'all the right way. We saw what they was doing to y'all. We saw how they was playing in y'all face. And as black men, we was trying to tell y'all, yo, they playing in y'all face, man. They disrespecting y'all. And y'all didn't want to follow the leader. When I say follow the leader, I want y'all to take this. I want to plant this seed in black women. Yes, I would love to see the first black female president in United States history. I would love to see it. I would love for my mama to see it. But the next time, y'all might want to take the initiative and look for a real black woman. Maybe like this right here. A black woman like this. Like a black woman like this. If you see a black woman like this in office, pardon Czar, that's who y'all need to vote. That's who y'all need to fight for. A real black woman. I'm talking a black woman that know what the hair and the hot comb smell like. I'm talking a black woman that got a black husband, black children. I'm talking a black woman that would have knew and had enough gumption to say, oh, no, we don't need Megan Thee Stallion. We don't need Glorilla with a moose knuckle. And we do not need, you know what I'm saying, wop, wop, wop with Cardi B. How about we get, how about we get Lauryn Hill in here? How about we get Lauryn Hill in here? You know, how about we get some respectable black women, some respectable black celebrities to come and talk to these black women? Let's get some real black women in the White House. Let's get some real black women in office. And you got to say so. I got to let you know, black women, y'all all spoke down on Donald Trump, but guess what Donald Trump did? Donald Trump put a real black woman right here. This is, we all got an auntie. We all got a grandmother. We all got a lady at the church that look just like her. That smiles just like this black woman. Smiles just like her. Smiles and looks just like her. Yeah, we all got one. Yeah. My message to black women is fight and root for black women. Not only black women, real black women. I told y'all in the last live stream, it's a difference between a black woman and a whore. So I ain't talking about Megan Thee Stallion. I ain't talking about Sexy Red. And I ain't talking about Glorilla and all that with the moose knuckle. I'm talking about real black women. Guess what, black women? Let me give you some more game. There are a lot of black women that could have ran for president. I'm talking in Congress, Supreme Court, governors. I'm talking when you do your research, there are real black women that came from the black community that y'all can vote for, that y'all can push into power. But don't ever let them play in y'all face like that. Don't ever let them take a Kamala Dick Harris and call her black when it's convenient. And y'all just running to the polls and y'all just voting for this woman, man. Follow the leader. One thing y'all need to know as black women, as black men, we love y'all. We love the real y'all. We not really receptive, and we don't really like what we seeing in y'all with these celebrities and what y'all being influenced to be. But real black women, we love y'all. And if that would have been a real black woman like this woman right here running for president, guess what? Donald Trump ass would not be in presidency. He would not be the president. This real black woman right here would have been the first black president. There are real black women in politics, in Congress, that have done the work, that have done the due diligence, that deserve to be the first real black woman running America, not Kamala Dick Harris. And I want you, hindsight is 2020. We always see things a little bit clearer when we can look in hindsight. And I would suggest all black women look back at what was going on with Kamala Harris. Look at all those rallies with all that rapping and all that pussy popping she was doing in Atlanta and all that pussy popping she was doing in St. Louis with Sexy Red. Look how she treated y'all. Look how she represented y'all. Let me tell you something. If I was working with Kamala Dick Harris, I would have told her, this is what you need to do to win. Get Lauryn Hill to walk beside you, right? That's first. Lauryn Hill, the miseducation. We want miseducation at these rallies, right? That's number one. Number two, make Michelle Obama your vice president. So now you got the first so-called black female president, and you got the first, you got Kamala Dick Harris, and you got Michelle Obama running for office. That would have got you in the seat, sweetheart. But you so disconnected from our culture because you're not a part of our culture. You got a white husband and you got a white vice president. That is not a black woman. That is not a black woman, homie. Yeah, your husband's white, but your vice president should have been Michelle Obama, a black woman. My message to black women, I need y'all to understand that black men, we love y'all. We rock with y'all. We support y'all. We want to see y'all do this. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, we don't want y'all to get made a fool of. And that's what Kamala Harris did. She made a fool of black women. She would have never did that to an Asian. She would have never did that to the Asian community. She would have never had Asian women out there popping pussy and popping moose knuckle. It would have been very respectable when it came to the Asian culture. And that was nasty work. So, not only that, black women, look at how powerful y'all are. Y'all almost got a fucking bozo in the office. If y'all take that same energy and y'all put that behind a real black woman, a real black woman, a real black woman, y'all can have whatever y'all want. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm the alpha. Black women, you guys are not alphas, but y'all are powerful. Y'all are powerful in y'all femininity. When y'all tap into supreme feminine, y'all are as powerful as it gets. Y'all are the only woman on the face of the earth to have the Eve gene. That puts y'all light years ahead of everybody. Don't let them misuse that power. Don't let them manipulate that power. Don't let them do that. Don't let them play in your face like they was playing in your face. That shit was nasty work. I was sitting back, man. That shit hurt my heart to watch black women get get manipulated like that. Shit was terrible. It was terrible. Big salute to the chat, man. Big salute to everybody that's locked in. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you are in tune with the Realest channel on YouTube. Grown Man Business TV. I told you I'm not staying long. What I need you to know though is that 500, that ain't gonna work. That 5,000, come on, y'all gotta do better than that. And we better start seeing some charges. We better start seeing some charges pending on all these people, because you got notice now, we know that they done been stealing the money, but we don't know who been stealing the money. They ain't put a name on it. They ain't start putting names. All we know is the money is missing. All we know is that we done found trillions of dollars in taxpayers' money that been being stolen for the last 4 or 5 years or whatever, right? Even more than we want that money, we want to see some people go to jail behind it. We want some motherfuckers in jail. That's first and foremost. Secondly, big salute to Donald Trump for pardoning this beautiful black woman, man. You know, I mean, just remind me of my mother, my auntie, my grandmother, somebody at my mother's church. Just a beautiful black woman that's going to prepare a full Thanksgiving dinner all by yourself from scratch. And you lock that lady up. Somebody ass need to pay for that. But big salute for Trump for expunging her whole record, giving her a seat in office, making her a multi-millionaire. Big salute to Trump for really reaching out for black people, bro, and not finding some weird ass woman that look black, some weird ass woman, some tether, some immigrant that look like she black just to try to get it over. Nah, we want real black women and real black people in position. Last but not least, black women, we love y'all. You know, the narrative, the numbers are, the numbers are all lies. They paint this narrative and they put these false numbers out there to make y'all think that black men don't love black women, but we love y'all. We love y'all we love y'all as black women. We don't love y'all as black whores. We protect y'all as black women. We don't protect y'all when y'all popping pussy and popping moose knuckles and showing your body and exploiting yourself and all that. We not into that. We wasn't raised as black men to protect the prostitutes. We wasn't raised as black men to protect the whores. We was raised as black men to respect our elders and protect black women and black children. The children that respect themselves, we respect them. The women that respect themselves, we respect them. Anything other than that falls out. That's not under our umbrella. We love black women. We love y'all, but we respect y'all. We love y'all at your highest self, the most educated. Y'all are the most educated. Y'all got the most debt too, but y'all the most educated. Y'all starting businesses. You know what I'm saying? We understand. I understand as a black man that all other women, Mexican, white, all of these other women, they envy black women. They envy how courageous black women are. They envy how strong you guys are. They envy. I don't like to use the word independent because that means alone, but they envy. They envy the visionaries that y'all are. You know, black women always had a say-so in the household. For hundreds of years, white women couldn't even talk. They had to be barefoot in the kitchen. White women, they couldn't even fucking vote. White women don't have no say-so. Those white women that told y'all, yeah, we rocking with Kamala, they secretly voted for Donald Trump because they don't have no say-so. They envy y'all. You understand what I'm saying? All women, all these different women envy foundational black American women. So to see them play in y'all face like that, to see them disrespect y'all on live television like that, having, Sexy Red and they thought that lower y'all. They thought that lower y'all. And it fucking worked. And I'm just letting y'all know, I'm just speaking for the majority of the intellectual black men. It disgusted us to see that. It really was disheartening to see them present in public on live television what they really thought about y'all. And y'all wasn't even woke enough to understand what was going on. Y'all fell right for it. Y'all was in there ski yeeting and shoe whooping and doing your, your black fraternities and all that. Popping pussy with the LBG 123 ABC community and all that. Popping moose knuckle with Glorilla on live television. I'm talking a vice president, a so-called black woman, is on stage with Glorilla and Cardi B, wet ass pussy and all that. Listen. It's always a lesson in that. Take that shit and never let it happen again. And the next time y'all go hard and y'all rally the troops as black women, make sure y'all are putting a black woman in power. Make sure y'all are empowering yourself. Don't ever empower another culture. Ever again. Kamala Harris is not of our culture. She gave $28.7 billion to the Asian community, and she created a crime bill for Asian people. Why didn't she do that for black people if she was black? Because she's not us. They not like us. Next time y'all rally the troops, make sure it's for a black woman that grew up with, you know what I'm talking, a black woman. Because a real black woman, the first thing she gonna do is something for black people. A real black woman is never gonna say, I ain't doing nothing for only black people. That will never come out of real black woman's mouth. Big salute to the chat. Y'all gotta understand something, man. You gotta bait the algorithm. You gotta do what the algorithm wanna do to get in the algorithm, and then you can interject. You can interject that pure dope. Now, anything I talk about, it's going to be pure dope in it. It's going to be a message in it. You know what I mean? Even if I'm talking about 50 Cent and 1090 Jake, it's a message in that. You got to know it's a reason why they only attack black people. And 1090 Jake never does videos on... You want to get that message, go to my last live stream. But understand that messages like this aren't going to do 40,000 views. This one might have did 20. It might did 15. But the numbers don't outweigh the message. We are on our way to 40,000 subscribers, pure and organically. All right? So big salute to y'all. We're going to be going live every day. Y'all already know how we do. This shit ain't going to stop. They can't stop us. They can't stop us. And I'm not one of them people that's afraid or I hide behind. No, we rocking with Trump. Donald fucking Trump. Find the money, homie. Find the money. You know what I'm saying? I salute you on that. And I appreciate the 5,000. I appreciate the gesture for sure. I don't want it to sound like I'm unappreciative. I'm just so ecstatic. I'm really just happy, bro, at the fact that he even exposing this shit. Kamala Dick Harris would have never did that. Kamala Dick Harris would have had us talking about reproductive rights, abortion, your body, your choice. Everybody would have still been talking about that when it's trillions of dollars behind the scenes being stolen. She wouldn't have never said nothing about that. She would have had everybody talking about the first black president, and she ain't even fucking black. Walking around with a white husband and all that, with a white vice president. That shit would have been nasty work. Black women, man. I'm not tearing y'all down, but y'all got to do better, bro. Y'all gotta follow the leaders when we telling y'all something. That shit would have been terrible. And guess what? I wanna make sure y'all understand this as foundational black Americans. Kamala Harris would have came into this situation, not exposed those trillions of dollars being stolen, right? And they would have blamed that shit on guess who? Black women. Behind the scenes, they stealing trillions and trillions of taxpayers' money. And then when the economy still doing what it's due, and she walking around with a white man and a white vice president, and guess what they would have said? We should have never, ever gave black women a position in power. Look what this black woman did to the economy. Look at this shit. This is not the time for no black president. Nah, we need a white man to go into office to say, fuck all this, we taking all this money. Where the money at? We trying to figure out why we in debt $2-3 trillion, and she talking about reproductive rights, walking around with a white husband and a white goddamn vice president. Listen, black women, that shit would have been tragic for y'all. And I'm telling you, it wouldn't have been no turning back from that. It wouldn't have been no fixing that. That would have been the first and the last so-called black female president to ever get in office after Kamala Dick Harris would have got in office. That shit would have been terrible for y'all. So again, you know, big salute to Trump, man. We appreciate that. I appreciate that 5. You know, I want it to be more like 25 to 30K. I really want you to show out. I really want you to step on their neck. Like, no, fuck that. Everybody, every household, tax-paying household, 30,000. We gonna start off with 30,000. I really want you to make a dent in this shit. I want to make the motherfuckers suffer. And then after you pass out 30,000 to the households, now you start talking about pressing charges, reversing these goddamn pardons and all that. Yeah, pressing charges. But $5,000, man, that shit ain't. You got immigrants walking around with 20K. You got immigrants walking around with $30,000, $40,000. You got immigrants walking around with $15,000 in food stamps. So 5K, I ain't feeling that. 5,000, I ain't feeling that. When you got immigrants with $15,000, $20,000 on of taxpayers' dollars, our fucking money. Food stamp, $13,000 in food stamps of our money. And you gonna give us 5K? We gonna let that ride for this moment, but you need to fix that. Nasty work. Nasty work. You know, the message is pure. The message is pure. And we got to keep it 100. It's immigrants in New York City right now with food stamp cards with $15,000 on it. It's immigrants in New York right now with bank cards with $20,000 on it. Immigrants, non-U.S. citizens. With all that being said, man, I'm just so happy that we were able to get Donald Trump back in office. I don't give a fuck what you say, how you feel about it. You got to understand what's going on right now. And I'm you know, I understand a lot of people are seeing, I get it. You know, I talk about the dog fur every time I talk about the dog fur. But Donald J. Trump, we would be at war right now if it wasn't for him being in office. We would be at fucking war. World War III right now. I'm telling you, right now. I'm going to leave y'all with this, man. With the money that we are finding in fraudulent tax-paying dollars, that's going to be more than enough money to free us up from China, to pay our debt to China, to take the land, the American land that China been buying up the last 4 or 5 years. I'm talking China owns so much of American land, you wouldn't believe it. But once we are free from debt with China, we're going to take that fucking land back. And we might start giving it to the people that deserve it. $5,000, that's cool. Let's start there. Let's start there. Listen, man, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Feel what I'm saying? Now, listen. You can tap in or you can tap out, but you know my slogan, and you do know what I suggest. Listen, man, I suggest that you tap in. I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight, raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoat nothing, and we not dressing nothing up. Listen, man, I came here to give you this game straight, dope, pure, dope, raw. No other way. We ain't tap dancing on it. No fentanyl, no quinine, no baking soda. Pure dope. Straight off the brick into the bottles. And you better be fucking glad and happy that we overrode that whole brainwashing that y'all was going through as black women. You better be happy that We did not follow suit. Big salute to Donald Trump, man. Big salute to Alice Johnson. You know what I'm saying? I would love a slice of your sweet potato pie. I would love, you know, to get a plate of Thanksgiving dinner from you. I know it would be amazing. I can see it in your eyes that you know how to cook that Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I mean? Big salute to you. Welcome home. Congratulations on a pardon czar position. You know what I'm saying? And unlike Meek Mill with the prison reform, I'm sure you will reach back into the prison and you will reach back into the, you know, the prison system, and you'll start reaching and grabbing and freeing black people that have been wrongly convicted by the system. Black people that have been put in jail and manipulated and taken advantage of by this fraudulent government that Donald Trump calls a fraud. The government is a fraud. He said that. Being as though you are a pardon czar, I'm sure you will start freeing the very people that look just like you. I got to respect that. And you got to know something. You know, Kamala Dick Harris, because she's not of the culture, she was doing nothing but locking up our people. Kamala Harris was locking up our people. They was locking, you know, Kamala Harris was out there in Cali locking up black men, locking up black parents, locking us up, bro. Taking our life away, taking away our freedom, and then going home and getting on her knees for a white man, for a fucking Neanderthal, a caveman, sucking them off. That's what she was doing. Meek Mill, prison reform. Then he dropped an album sending young black men right to prison. That's what they was doing. And then you got Alice Johnson. Alice Johnson, a real black woman. Foundational black American. All the features and all that. Reaching back into the prison system and freeing black people. The same thing y'all thought Meek Mill was going to do, a fucking puppet. So salute to you, respectfully. And I wanted to dedicate this live to Donald Trump and to Alice Johnson and to that move, that chess move right there that nobody is talking about, that nobody wants to put a light on. Nobody wants to go over your head and under your bridge. We not just gonna talk about the bull. Yeah, I gotta give you that pure dope. And JP, we going live tomorrow. We'll be live tomorrow for sure, JP. More pure dope. I'm cooking up every day. If you ain't noticed, we on our way to 40,000 subscribers. Yeah, Scott. 200,000 acres. That's what China owns in America. Imagine that shit. Because we in debt to China. Because the government been stealing our very tax-paying dollars that would have paid off our debt any fucking way. We are the richest country on the face of the globe, and you telling us we in debt to China, but then you giving $360 billion to the Ukraine. See, somebody ass need to be in jail. Joe Biden, I don't get, man, fuck a pardon, man. Your ass need to go to jail, bruh. And I don't want to hear nothing about that. Oh, no, fuck all that. Nancy Pelosi and all that. Everybody ass need to be in jail. Everybody. Everybody need to turn around, put your hands behind your back. Listen, anything you say and do will be used against you in the court of law. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have a lawyer, we will appoint you one. We will appoint you a public defender. How is Nancy Pelosi? How is her yearly salary $250,000, but she got $200 million, $250,000 $250,000 a year is what she get from her salary, but she got $200 million in her fucking account, and you ain't in jail? Nah, shorty, something ain't right. Donald Trump, we gonna give you some time. You ain't been in office 6 months, so I'm giving you grace. I respect everything you have done since. Donald Trump ain't been in office for 6 months. He's doing a lot, but it don't take too long, Mr. Trump. Let's find the money. Let's spread the money out. Let's stimulate the economy, and let's start putting their asses in jail. Point blank, period. So with that being said, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man. You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in.